What's the most random fact you know? In the 80s there was a TV show called Airwolf. It was about a top-secret helicopter. It was stolen by a pilot played by Jen Michael Vincent named Stringfellow Hawk. He would do missions for the people he stole it from with the agreement that would look for his brother that was a POW in Vietnam. His brother, to my recollection, was never actually shown in the show and his name was Singin' Hawk. This is the most worthless piece of information I know. Henry Ford demanded that parts suppliers send him parts in very specifically sized wooden boxes, with very specifically placed holes and handles. These boxes were disassembled with care, without using crowbars, and the boxes were then used in the manufacture of panels and floorboards for the Model T. The wooden scraps that did remain were burned into charcoal and resold as Ford charcoal, later becoming Kingsford charcoal, a popular brand today. There are only a handful countries that do not depict passport or extremely close equivalent like pass, passport, pass on the cover of the passport. I think the list is Greece, Hungary, Slovenia, Croatia, but I haven't validated it in a few years. Czechia and Slovakia are honorary shouts. At one point, I even wrote to Internal Affairs asking why we don't include it on the cover but received legal balderdash as a response. Not really a single fact, but just the concept of tautological place names for various features that are just a word for that type of feature in a different language. Some examples: Kobe desert, Lake Michigan lake, large lake, Mississippi River, big river. The La Brea Tar Pits, the Tar Pits. One of my favorites is the Los Angeles Angels baseball team, or the Angels Angels. I watch Chi and have lots of random facts that I don't know I know until it comes up randomly. Pennsylvania, when cars were first introduced, they hated them, and if horses were too frightened to pass by one in the street, the car's owner would have to disassemble the car and hide it in the shrubbery. Vikings used the bones of slain animals when smithing new weapons, believing this would enchant the weapon with the animal's spirit. This actually made the weapon stronger because the carbon in the bones coupled with the iron made a primitive version of steel. Or of the Canadian moose, the orca whale. Whilst there have been no sightings of a whale attacking a moose, there have been moose carcasses torn up in the ocean, and it is the only logical conclusion. Also, moose can swim. Annie Fritzini Lingstad, a founding member of Swedish pop band ABBA, is the product of a Nazi breeding program where German men were sent to Norway to impregnate Norwegian women. She was one of the children that was resulted. Dolphins masturbate by biting off a fish's head, sticking their penis into the body of the fish and dragging it along the bottom of the ocean. Male dolphins also group up to harass and rape female dolphins. 50 of the sun's mass is focused in just 2 of its volume, and if you put the planet Saturn into a bag to keep it all together, it would float in water, assuming a suitable body of water could be found. Galapagos tortoises pick their alpha by having a contest of stretching their necks as far and long as possible, because the ones with the longest necks are the oldest and have the most experience. The peregrine falcon is the fastest animal in the world with a flight speed of roughly 185 miles per hour. Its main form of offense is punching things while falling really fast. Falcon punch. You can shed your entire uterus at once during your period. It's called a decidual cast. It comes out formed to the shape of your uterus in one fleshy, raw meat-looking mass. Switzerland prohibits owning just one guinea pig. Edit link explaining the law. The guy who started made his wife, family, friends, and employees sign up to increase traffic to the site. His wife later divorced him for someone she met on. The Argonaut octopus detaches his penis and throws it at the female to mate. The penis then swims after her, while the male goes off to regrow a new one. Bulls are colorblind and don't charge at the cape because it's red. They just charge it because the waving motion makes them angry. To them it looks yellow. Phone keypads and calculator keypads are upside down from each other because 10 key operators were too fast for the newfangled touch tone system. Celsius and Fahrenheit are the 2 most popular scales for measuring temperature. 40 is the only place on each scale where the numbers are equal. Bananas are berries. but strawberries aren't. It's like the fruit world decided to ignore all the rules and just go bananas with classifications. Probably everything I know about platypuses, or the fact that barnacles have the largest penis to body size ratio of the entire animal kingdom. Humans' ability to smell petrichor smell of wet earth from rain is greater than a shark's ability to smell blood in water. Octopuses have 9 brains. Each tentacle gets its own one. And then there's a 9th brain that coordinates the other 8. The Fortnite distant gun sounds are sampled from the movie Princess Mononoke at around the 128:31 stamp of the movie. There's a town in Norway called Hell, and it freezes over every winter. Talk about a cold and hellish place to live. Jupiter's biggest moon, Ganymede, is bigger than the planet Mercury, and its mass is 2 times of our moon. There are more trees, about 3 trillion on Earth, than stars, 100,400 billion in the Milky Way galaxy. Cleveland, Ohio was the bombing capital of the world for a short minute due to mob wars in the 1970s. There's more stars in the universe than there is grains of sand on all the beaches on the planet. He just masturbated on some of them, including a 13-year-old girl. Wish they execute his ass. The acronym for laser means light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. You need 2 hands to hold a severed head because it would be unbalanced otherwise. The number 1 cause of death of pregnant women is homicide by an intimate partner. Penguins have an organ above their eyes that converts salt water into fresh water. King Charles is the only British monarch to ride on the back of a killer whale. They've disproved the alpha theory. There's no such thing as an alpha wolf. More people die from accidents involving toasters every year than by sharks. Someone made a Rent a Hitman website that actually got people arrested. The fear of long words is called hippopotamonstrobioscias. On average, 0.7 of the world's population is drunk at any given time. The word restaurateur doesn't have an N where you think it should. Typewriter is the longest word you can type, only using the top row. Lobsters pee out of their faces, from right under their eyes. Plastic dinosaurs are made from the remains of real dinosaurs. The largest pearl in the world reaches 6 kilograms in weight. Black holes aren't holes, just highly concentrated matter. John Cleese changed his last name to Cleese from cheese. There is more protein in the yolk than in the egg white. Every mammal takes an average of 21 seconds to urinate.